Hey guys, it's Tim Gillette, and I am live. Live. So I get the lights are going. I'm actually standing up. So if you notice things are higher, I've got one of those desks that I can kind of raise up and do things. And I want to talk about today what to do, all right, when you just don't feel like doing anymore. And I wanted to talk about this because just some things that have happened over the last couple of days that made me think, and I wanted to go into it and kind of be personal with you guys, kind of let it out. All right, I don't know if I should let it all out, but I'm kind of going to going to reveal some stuff. I don't know if I should reveal, but I'm going to reveal some stuff to you, if you know what I mean. So, anyway, let me shoot this out, all right? So, we're after Christmas. It's now after Christmas holidays. They're over, they're done. We're in January. And I realized that I am now living in our new, hey, good seeing you, Bonnie. I am now living in my new house 3 months. 3 months I've been in the new house. And, I got stuff that ain't done. Got stuff that really is still a mess. All right, so I raised the desk up so you can't see the mess. It's on the floor, there and there and there. I need to get Rebecca back over here so she can fix my office and get it cleaned up again because she cleaned it up and then I made a mess out of it again. And now I need her back here. So anyway, and Rebecca, a great friend of mine who I met at a local networking function, who's now my office assistant, who comes over and she's going to do some other stuff for me over 2019. But in 2018, December 2018, so just before Christmas, my mom moved here to Texas, and she actually now lives in the old apartment that you guys used to see me at. She's living over there. She's stone's throw from me, and I can almost hit her. Hit her from the house here. But we had coffee today. It's the first time back to work that we actually had a coffee date, and went and had coffee today and sat and talked for a little bit. But this past week with my mom, and through the week of between Christmas and New Year's, Mom was here, and we got some time where we actually went and sat, and probably we did some personal fun things like our New Year's Eve dinner. We go to Crew, and we have the wine bar, and we have a great New Year's Eve dinner. Gwen and I did. Well, we took Mom with us. We went to different parties. We had hosted different parties. Mom basically came over and had breakfast with us and dinner with us almost every night. And it was cool. But it kind of brought up some stuff that, we started talking, and it made me think about this, and I really wanted to reveal it. And be honest with you guys, I went to church Christmas Eve with my mom and my wife, but I haven't gone to church much over the past few years. And I know a couple years ago I was talking to my friend Marianne Amon, who's one of the spiritual advisors in my life, who I really I look to for spirituality. All right, she's just a great Christian woman. And she said something that kind of touched me and made me really trust in her, because I was at this point, and I realized in this weekend talking to Mom that why I was at that point. And that is, growing up, the church I went to growing up, and churches probably through junior high, some of them did things and said things. In schools, I said things or did things. I went to Christian school in my younger years, and I told my mom I regretted it. I wished I had never went. It's the one thing that I wish my parents would have done, is taken me out of Christian school early, and they didn't. And I get it why my mom put me there. All right, she had a reason for putting me there. And I look back on my life, and I look back at things and go, okay, past. And what do you do when you can't get past the past? Now, I am still a Christian, and I still look at things. I don't probably attend church as much as I used to. And I'm kind of picking on my churches because of the churches I grew up in. Now, I could sit here and blame the church, but I don't. I really don't blame the church. I probably don't believe the things they teach, and I think they're probably wrong in what they teach, but it doesn't mean that I don't believe in not going to church. Still, I actually have a lot of Christian friends. I actually have a lot of Jewish friends who really think I'm weird when it comes to going to church. So, but I thought about this. I thought about our past, and so many of us get hung up in that past. And we go, okay, that one little crappy thing that happened to us, we can throw away the whole basket because of the one crappy apple in the basket. Or we could pick out the bad apple in the basket, set it aside and get it out of there, and use the good fruit in the basket to make something out of it, which I have tried to do over the years. I used the good fruit from those years where I really, really regret going to Christian school. And I told my mom that, all right? I don't hold it against my mom for doing it. Not mad at my parents for putting me there. I wished they would have taken me out of there a long time ago, but they didn't. Still love them. Still honor their decision for the best for me, even though I didn't like it. But I'm not going to throw away the education I got there because of the one or two bad, stupid things that the school did. Because the truth is in any church or Christian organization, Zig Ziglar has said it best, and I quote him almost all the time, and he used to say, if you're not going to go to church because the people at the church are hypocrites, why don't you come join us? Because, you know what I mean, we can always have room for one more, because everybody's a hypocrite at something in their lives. So for me to judge human beings for human behavior when they're human things that they do wrong because they're human, all right, as I once told friends, all right, they're sinners just like you and me, all right, I don't hold that back for that. So we stick into that and we go, okay, I can make a better world going off of what I went through. Now, I thought about that, and I thought about really as I came into my day, every day I get up, and so most of you know, you've probably heard me say this before many, many times. When it comes to content creation, I don't start my day by getting up, unless it's I'm really drudged out and I need it to wake up. I don't get up and jump in a shower. No, I get up and throw on a set of clothes and go with my hair messed up and my world all screwed up, and I actually run to Starbucks and get a cup of coffee. It's the first thing I do. And I pretty much, if my hair's that bad, I throw a hat on so they don't see how bad it is. But I go to Starbucks and I get my coffee first. It is something that I have done for years, and I stick that way. I literally, well, there is one thing I do before that. I do make my bed before I get up. But I basically get up, make my bed, and then it's get in the truck, go get coffee. There is no get in the shower. There is no, okay, you know, what emails do I have to read? What's on the news? All right, what's on the TV? What's the weather outside? I don't care. Coffee. First thing is coffee, and that's what I go out to do, is I get my coffee first. Now, that being said, I've said it many, many times on my broadcasts, both podcasts I've been on as well as, you know, shows I've been on, stages I've been on. I've always said it. As people say, what is that one thing that you do to get creativity? Is I wait to take my shower till later in the day. In other words, I carry the crap and the dirt from sleeping all with me throughout the day until I am so worn down that I need a refreshment to get this thing working better. And what I do at that point in time is then I go take a shower. So this afternoon, I worked and worked. And my friend Bonnie Frank, who's on here, all right, Bonnie said on her broadcast, she always shouts out to me, I always shout out to her. It's a great mutual friendship, and I love Bonnie, all right, Bonnie Frank, great friend, and I was so glad when I got to meet her in person. I can't wait till I get her in Dallas to come visit me, since I went to visit her. So, hint, Bonnie, come visit me. The truth is, ladies and gentlemen, I was sitting here and it was at bottom edge as I'm watching Bonnie. And I'm like, oh man, I'm worn out. And I got Bonnie on to hopefully she'd pep up my day and I do something. And even throughout the holidays, I literally from Christmas to New Year's, I walked up to this office I think twice. I literally stayed downstairs and didn't answer. I answered emails on the phone. That's it. I didn't even hardly ever do anything. I just didn't do it. But now I got to come up here and I got to go to work. And I'm just a mess I'm in. So I said I'm going to have to get somebody up here, my wonderful girl Rebecca, to come up here and help me straighten my office again. But I'm into it as much as I can in the dirt. And I just drudge down. And, you know what I mean? I went and got my second cup of coffee. So coffee didn't work this time. I have to do something. Now I go downstairs and take a shower. And I get prepped. And I go, okay, what is this? Why, Tim, am I so bummed out and can't pull forward and go through for the day? Can't go through for the day. Why? What do? I go get a shower and I refresh. You see, that goes back to, and I know you're wondering where I'm going with this story. It goes back to the crap I went through in school. I could sit there in the dirt of the crap, all right, which is the bad stuff that happened to me in that Christian day school. And I can mellow onto it and focus on it all day long and never move forward in my life. Or I can cleanse myself of the bad part, keep the good part, and move forward. And that's exactly what I did this afternoon. After Bonnie got done with her broadcast, I ran downstairs, I took a shower, I freshened up a little bit. That's why the hair isn't quite dry yet. All right, for those of you who watch my long hair isn't quite dried yet. It's kind of fluffy because I didn't straighten it out like I usually do. And I decided to come up here and do this broadcast and talk about this concept that very much, ladies and gentlemen, I go through every day. Some of you know that I do. I actually go through a lot of depression. Not like, oh yeah, I'm down today. No, man, I go through depression to the point, guys, ladies and gentlemen, I go through it to the point where there's days that I'm going, okay, what is the sense in doing this? I just want to quit. I don't want to do it anymore. And I do. I go through it many a days. And the reason I actually get paying clients in is they keep me going forward with it. The reason I actually started putting out an event every 6 months is because now I have to work for something. I can't just give up. So when I have that bad day, I've got to go down, take the shower, wipe the crap off, walk back out refreshed, and go back at it, even though I may not feel like going back at it. Now, I hope this helps you guys, because really I go through this a lot, and I actually said in the last couple of days is what I do in my marketing, all right? Everybody has a marketing way. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to have a system that works for you. I have my system that works for me. I love Bonnie, who's been on here. I see Carlos was on there. Who else was on here? Shannon Renee's on here. These guys all have systems of their own. And I don't 100% follow their system. I may take something from their system for a little bit, adapt it into my system, and then move forward. And the reason being is I'm not Bonnie. I'm not Carlos. I'm Tim. Carlos may have a great idea for me to adapt in my marketing, but I need to build my own system. You've got to have a system that works for you. Every now and then you've got to tap into somebody else's system to learn for a while, adapt, put it in, make it your own, all right, tweak it back and forth, and make it better. I just answered someone down in the blog noobs group who said basically, yeah, I'm having a bad, and I thought it was interesting. I'm actually going to see if I can pull her comment up real quick and look at it. Her comment says, when do you know when it's time to just scrap your blog and move on and start over? And she told me she started a mom blog in 2017. She's been at it for 2 years now. All right. And she's gotten different courses where she's bought, but she can't even get 100 email subscribers. That there is something I'm going to address in the next couple days. She talks about how many page views she gets. She talks about how she feels like her thing is just stagnant. It's not growing. It's not being cleaned off anymore. And she just give up and start over. She wanted to know if she just give up and start over. And that's where it comes into our things that I do. The 3 things that I base every one of these things on. Number 1, you've got to have a system. I just told you a system I do every day that helps me get past it. I talked to you about habits. You've got to have habits. I talk about good habits. I talk about bad habits. I have bad habits that go all the way back to the 1970s when I went to a Christian school and a Christian church that I just didn't like. Those habits have gotten created in me, and I have to do things to change those habits on a daily basis. And number 3, you've got to give people a place to go. You see, here's what I want. I tell you all these stories today. I want to give you a place to go. If maybe, just maybe, you have just gone through all kinds of crap. Maybe you're just having a hard time getting people to show up to watch your live streams. Maybe you're having a hard time getting one person to close in a sale, all right, to get a client. Maybe you're having a hard time getting one person to show up for an event you're trying to do. I don't know what it is. Maybe you're trying to do a webinar and you can't get 5 people to show up. Maybe you're writing a blog and you can't get 5 people to read it a day or 5 subscribers. I don't know what your issue is. Here's what I do know is you've got a past. There's something in the past that you're still holding on to, a habit that probably is still hurting you. You have a present. The time to take action is now. All right? Get a new system. Tweak the system you have. Create a new habit starting today. And number 3, you'll be the future. You're going to create your future by what you do starting today. So, wherever you're at, no matter what you're going through. And I wrote to this girl here and I basically explained to it, which I'll tell you guys. I've been doing this for 9 years. Live streaming became part of my thing in 2015-16, I think. It's where I met Bonnie Frank in 2016 when I got started with live stream and started doing stuff like that. 2015 to 2016, believe it or not, my business was starting to go because of a bad partnership I made in 2014 and 15 that hurt my business badly. And I had to walk away from that partnership because I lost over 50% of my audience. Yes, 50%. Half of them left. But I actually started it, and actually in 2017, I paid 5 figures, not 6, 5 figures I paid to work in 2017. Not profit. I paid that. After I brought in income, after I paid the bills, I then paid another 5 figures to work that year. It's part of the entrepreneur world. But I still keep going. Last year, I turned a profit again. After 2017 of losing money, last year I turned a profit by rolling over investments and coming in, hiring a new coach, working with a new system, tweaking what I wanted to do, and make it better. That can happen for any of you if you just find out what it is you need to tweak. So here's my call to action for you guys today, because I always got to give you guys a call to action. I want you to do something. I want you to just sit down right now and write what is the biggest challenge you're going through? I want you to write it down. Whatever it is, write it down. And I want you to go through and look at, is there a habit that I'm doing that's keeping me in this challenge? Is there a habit I am doing that is keeping me in this challenge? And I want you to look at that habit, all right, and get help with it. Now, people ask me all the time, Tim, you know what I mean? Do you do sales calls? Yeah, I run a sales call on this, all right? I'm going to give you my call to action for you. I'm not here to sell you anything today, although I hope you enjoyed what I make here for you. I hope you subscribe to get more of these from me, because A, hit the button down there, subscribe so you get like. B, if you like this, by all means, share it out with your audience and say, hey, check out what Tim said today. And 3, all right, guys, if you want to find out more about how I can help you, yeah, I have an email list, and I'm going to be talking the next couple of weeks about how you need to balance both an email list and you need to start balancing social media and creating an audience in many places, not just one anymore. All right, because now the game is changing again on online marketing, and an email by itself, which used to be the case, is now getting to be a stagnant list. And you have to learn how to recycle and clean your list on a regular basis. And you need to have lists running and an audience is running in many places now, not just one. Many places. And we have a conference twice a year, Blog and VideoCon, where we teach you how to do content in one format and build audiences in 5 different places. Sounds like a cool thing, right? Hey, I hope this has helped you today. If it has, by all means, send me a message. Say, hey, Tim, thanks for it, and this is what I learned from it. Write it in the comments below. All right? I appreciate people when they leave the comments, and do me a favor, share this out with your audience, because if there's somebody in your audience who needs to hear it right now, let them hear it, by all means. And if you're new, you don't know who I am, I'm Tim Gillette. My website is nottompetty.com. Yes, nottompetty.com. So, actually, see if I can actually set it up here. So nottompetty.com. See, there we go. Nottompetty.com. You can go over to nottompetty.com. You can put in your name, your email address, and you're actually on my email list. You get updates on things I do, other trainings I do, and places I can do. And if you want to come to one of my events, it's blogandvideocon.com. Let's see if I can put that one up. There's the blogandvideocon.com logo. We'd love to have you at Blog and VideoCon in May. Is our next one. We have them every spring and fall here in the Dallas, Texas area. The last thing I'm going to leave you with, guys, is one thing I've noticed in life. 3 months I've been in this house. And sometimes it's 3 times. You've got to do something 3 times in order to go, okay, I got this down. I can start moving forward. 1 time, yeah, I've tried it out. 2 times, maybe you got lucky. But when you're successful at it 3 times, now you have a system. Now you can move forward. I'm Tim Gillette. I hope this helped you. I'll talk to you later, guys. Have a great day.